I'll be showing how to get wood, iron, coal, and everything important that everyone needs in Roblox Islands fast. There are many materials that are very important for crafting or doing basically anything in Roblox Islands, so in this video, I'll be showing how to get all of that fast. For iron, you can get 2 million or more a day. That's the same for basically all ores. And I'll be showing how to also get lots and lots of wood daily, probably like tens of thousands, but you can get a lot by this video. First, I'll be showing how to get everything that involves totems quickly, so this will work with any crop, or iron, coal, stone, and clay. So if it's a crop, then what you'll want to do is don't have the smelter, of course, and if it's not iron, then don't have the smelter either. Just have it so that there's an industrial chest, a conveyor, and a totem on all three sides. And then if it's a crop, then just plow the field by it and then plant whatever you're wanting to auto farm. And you'll want to have it set up exactly like mine, of course without the smelter if you're not using something that you would need a smelter for. But you'll also want to have this long box that I made, where it's 2 grass blocks high. Doesn't really matter what you use, but I recommend using something cheap so that you don't waste something that could be important, like use stone or grass. But you'll want to have it so that your camera is looking directly above your character, and basically just how I have it right now, just make it look exactly like this. So now you'll need both a macro and an auto clicker. Luckily the staff said on their Discord server that macros and auto clickers are allowed, but for the auto clicker, you'll want to have it set where it clicks 10 times per second or more, so I just have mine set to 0 milliseconds, so it basically clicks as fast as it wants to, but I recommend having it set to 10 or 1 milliseconds, doesn't really matter, as long as it's at least 10 clicks per second. Now, for the macro, you'll want to record it exactly like this, so you'll want to have it so that it holds W. If you want to build a really big one, then also hold a shift. So after you start recording a macro, hold W. It would be kind of harder to do with shift, so I recommend if you're not making a huge one, then just do W. But you'll want to have it so that it holds W while spamming F. So while you're recording it, just hold the W button while spamming the letter F. And then I'll show you guys what to do after that. So you'll want to have it so it goes all the way to the end of it, and then you'll want to have it so it goes back. So there, we went to the end, and then keep spamming F while you're going back. It doesn't matter where your mouse is, just don't move it so that your macro doesn't pick up your mouse moving, because then that wouldn't really be that good if you're trying to auto farm it. But by the way, the most popular macro is probably Tiny Task, but once you get back, keep walking, even if you're walking into the wall for a few seconds, and then stop recording the macro. Now, I'll show you guys what it looks like. You want to press F and then have your auto clicker right here, and then start the macro. So you see it's walking forward, and it is automatically collecting the iron. So basically all this is doing is holding W while pressing F while clicking all at the same time. And then if you have it on a loop, it will literally just do this a lot. If by the time you're back to the beginning, your chest is filled with iron because you made a very long chain like this, then you should probably sprint while you're doing it. So if you're going to sprint, then what I recommend, like, I guess you have to have it right here, so if you sprint you could do it too. It would just be a little bit more different because you're pressing F on the very edge of the industrial chest. But that's basically just how you get iron really quickly. You can get up to 2 million a day. And also, I'm pretty sure if you have a lower ping, you can click and it will take it out of the chest faster. I have a kind of high ping, but if you have less ping than me, then you can just like press it like that and it'll move way faster. But that was the iron auto farm, or not really just iron, but iron, coal, and basically everything else auto farm. By the way, whenever you put totems, you want to have 2 iron totems on the sides, and then 1 coal totem in the middle. Basically, I'll just move around a little bit so you can see exactly how I have mine. but you want to have it exactly like I do, but you can make it as long or as short as you want this way. But now for the next thing. Wood is another one of the most important things in Roblox Islands that you'll need for basically everything that you want to craft. So you'll want to have 3 rows of trees. I know I have more over here, but I just didn't want to put trees in chests, so I just put them like this. But you'll want to have 3 rows of trees. I guess you could do 4, 5 would be the max. I have 5 over here, but I just recommend 3. So you'll also want to make sure that you have nothing that will be blocking any of your trees, so that's why I made this how high up it is, and that's why I made a bridge from this part of my island. But you'll just want to have 3 rows like this, and then it will look pretty nice. Some of them won't be grown yet, but then whenever at least one of them grows, you can just mine it, and then more will instantly come back as long as you have room for them, just like how I'm doing right now. But this is the best way to auto farm trees and get a whole bunch of wood fast. But that's how I got most of my wood. I traded a little bit for wood, but I got most of it from just doing this. I know that wasn't an auto farm, but that's why this video is how to get things fast, because you can't really auto farm trees. I mean, you could if you set a macro where you just had a few trees planted and then you automatically mined them and then put them back. That would work, but it would be super slow, so that wouldn't really be as effective as if you just mined them all and then put them back and kept doing that over and over again. Now for pink gears, blue gears, green gears, buffalo crystals, basically everything you can get from fighting except for pages, because you can't really do this with pages, because that would be kinda harder to do. And, well, they just designed it so that you can't really auto-farm pages that well. I mean, you could probably try, but you would end up dying because they have ranged attacks. But you would want to have a melee weapon, and you would want to stand on this thing. Now, you can just hit slimes or hit whatever you want, and then whenever it respawns, it's going to come back. But you just want to find a place that you could auto-click. That would be a slime spawn, and then you could just keep doing that over and over again and keep farming them, and it would be kinda slow because you could only farm one, since there's nowhere you could really stand that you could farm multiple spawns, because that's the only place that you can stand. But they also have a thing where it detects if you're AFK, so you can just avoid this by jumping. So you would just need an auto clicker to auto click, and then you could like set something on your space bar, or have an auto key presser to hold space bar, or record a macro of you holding space bar. But you just want to jump and click at the same time, and then yeah, that's basically just the easiest part of this. And you'll have to hit it at the right time because you're jumping, but that's the only way to farm that. It's not really that too efficient if you want to do an auto farm, but if you want to just regularly farm it, my suggestion is run around, go over to this thing where they can't hit you, and then just do the thing where you click, but you'll have to walk a little bit slower so that they can chase you and everything. But by the way, same for the Buffalkor. If you're farming them, then my suggestion again, if you're manually farming them, which would be way easier and faster, just run around, go to a place while they're chasing you where they can't hit you, and then just click a whole bunch. Next is Aquamarine crystals. Now, this is probably the easiest thing out of everything I've shown here, because all you need to do, go over to a lake, and then dive down, find one of the spawns, which this is a decent spawn right here, and then you'll have to have a macro for this, so record the macro of you mining it, just like I am right now. On the macro, wait until it respawns, so you can see I just mined it, and then, so if I was recording the macro right now, then I just wait here until a minute later whenever it respawns, and then I'd end the macro there, so that basically what that would do is just whenever it respawns, it would mine it again, and then wait for it to respawn again, and then mine it again, and it would basically just keep repeating that over and over. And crystallized aquamarine is going to be added in this update. I showed that in my leaks video, so I'll make a video on how to auto farm that. But now gold. You can either use the auto farm thing I showed you guys earlier with the Buffalkor, where you just have this and then you go to somewhere where they can't get you by the spawn, and then just keep jumping. This isn't really a good place, but you just have to find a good place. Like over here is probably a good place, and then you could just AFK click and then keep farming them. But instead of doing that for gold, I'll show you how to auto farm it, or just how to get it fast. So to get it fast, simply just run around, mine it, and then after you're done mining it, then mine the other ores, and just mine every single ore that you see. Even if it's not gold, then gold could respawn wherever you mined. But I'm pretty sure they increased how much gold spawns, because usually there would be no gold, and then I would have to mine a few things, and then gold would spawn every once in a while. And I just went here, and there are already 2 gold ores spawned. So to auto farm it, there are a few spawns that are kind of far away from the Buffalkor, so they won't try to attack you here. So you can either use this one right here. I don't know if you can use this one, but I know that you can use this one right here and this one, which luckily gold spawned in both of these places. There are probably a few more, but this is just the one that I mainly use. So what you'll want to do is start recording your macro. Now, once you're recording your macro, I'll show it with this one because it's full health, but start recording the macro, mine the gold. So, by the way, before, if gold didn't spawn, then you'll want to destroy whatever it is until it's gold, and then mine the gold, keep holding the mouse down for about a second after, just in case if the gold hasn't been fully destroyed yet, and then wait until another ore respawns where you just mined, and then end the macro. So this is kind of going to be like Aquamarine, except a random thing spawns, so no matter what, you're going to be mining for as long as gold's health is, and then it's going to respawn. So if it's not gold whenever it respawns, then it's still gonna mine it and then wait for it to respawn. But if it is gold, then you'll be holding it down for long enough for it to mine the gold, and then you'll just want to do that, and then you can AFK farm it. But that's how you auto farm gold. There are a few other important things, but in this video I just showed the most important things, which are all ores and a few other things. I guess that's everything important. Thanks for watching. Is there any item that you think is important that I didn't show how to get fast in this video? Because I think that I showed all important items and how to get them fast, but let me know in the comments if you think that I missed any that I should probably make a video on how to get fast. But make sure to subscribe with the notifications on for daily Islands videos, like the video, join the Discord server and Roblox group link in the description for trading in Islands and also talking about Islands. Follow my Twitter at Telanthric. I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers, and my sub goal is 200k, so let's try to hit that also, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, YouTube.